Oh, okay. My tripod is all kinds of broken, and so I'm hoping that the camera just doesn't like topple over into the makeup drawers. Oh. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to check out another video. So, obviously, since we're here at the Felix 4 drawer, we're here to do a Shop My Stash. I'm not sure when the last one was posted, but I want to start having these Shop My Stashes go up during the first week of the new month, so that's what we're going to do. This is the June Shop My Stash. Now, full disclaimer, I did try to film this about 2 weeks ago, and then when I went to edit it so that I could make sure it went up on time, the audio was super corrupted, and there was this weird noise in the background, and there might be a weird noise in the background of this video. The AC just kicked on. Let me go turn that off right quick. Okay, turn that off. I love living in this 500 square foot apartment. It's so nice and cozy, but yeah, you can hear everything. So either way, my audio was corrupted from the last time, and so I had some products that I was using and got some good use on them. I'm going to point those out to you. I'm not going to re-pull the exact same items, because some of the things that I had originally pulled out aren't going to work for this more hotter time of year. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise. And yeah, I have noticed too that when I do my Shop My Stashes, I really tend to just keep pulling for the same items. I'm almost low-key panning them. So I'm going to promise to you, we are pulling out either one, brand new items that have never been touched, or two, things that have not been touched in a very long time. So that is my promise. Let's see how well Haley does. If you're excited, let's just get right on into this. So starting over here with primers that you really can't see, I had last time pulled out this Becca Backlight primer. Is that the one? Yeah, it's the Backlight. So hopefully you can see some of the demarcation here. I did get a lot of use on this, but this is, while I like this primer, it's just a little too glowy and hasn't been holding up that well in the heat. So I'm going to put this away until fall. So my absolute favorite go-to primer that I have for the heat and the humidity is from Covergirl. It's the Outlast All Day Primer. So I'm going to pull this one out. I still have my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer in my makeup basket, so that's what I'm going to go with. Then for powders, I really haven't touched this in forever. This is from Laura Geller. This is their Baked, Balance, and Brighten powder foundation in the shade Fair. As you can see, we do not have any pan, but if I quit knocking the camera and show it to you this way, this used to be quite domed, and so I have worn away a good bit of the dome. There's just so much product in here. There's 20 grams. I remember back maybe last year when I was I'm gonna finish this in a year. No, you ain't. No, you ain't, Haley. But I am gonna pull this out and use it. It's been a long time since I've touched it. And then for loose powders, that's another powder foundation. This will come out next time from Bare Minerals. But for loose powders, I have yet to really use any significant amount of this Too Faced Born This Way powder. This is a repurchase item. I have finished off one of these in the past and it took forever. And now I have 2-3 loose powders. So I'm going to pull this guy out. I really like that powder. We're going to skip over mascaras because you guys know I only have my one open. It's currently the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara and it's still kicking, so I don't need to come into here to open a new mascara. But I did finish off my eyeshadow primer from Urban Decay. It was just their original one. And so this is the only eyeshadow primer that I have. It's from Rare Beauty. I don't think it's called anything other than their eyeshadow primer. I've been using this. I really do like this. I don't find that shadows crease or fade. I mean, I've had some issues with fading, but I think that's more the formula of those shadows that I'm talking about than this product. So I really do enjoy this. I had two little mini eyeshadow primers from Lorac, but my mom didn't have any eyeshadow primer, so I gave those two to her. So yeah, that Rare Beauty one is the only one in my collection. For setting sprays, this is an empty bottle, but I do have this decanted into another bottle because the sprayer on this is horrible. So this is the Ofra Makeup Fixer. This is the setting spray I'm currently working on. I have finished off one of my bottles of All Nighter, and this is my least favorite setting spray that I have, which Ironically, this is a repurchase. I have finished off one of these and then I repurchased it, even though I was like, oh, I don't really like it. I don't know why I did that, but anyway, I am not allowing myself to touch another setting spray until this one is done. It's just, I don't know, I don't find that it really helps take down the powderiness to my makeup, and it smells quite perfumey. So yeah, not a recommend from me. But then I do have these two from CoverGirl. So this is their Clean Fresh Prep and Set Water Mist. So I typically, when it's like hotter, I like to use normally the MAC Fix Plus to set down. Like I put on my primers and then I will spray my face with MAC Fix Plus, and I find that that really helps my makeup last throughout the humidity. But MAC Fix Plus is kind of expensive, so CoverGirl was on sale, like buy one get one half off, and so I did purchase this in the cucumber scent and the rose scent. I got the rose scent because I thought, well, maybe that'll be a little bit more hydrating for like fall and winter, but I do want to pull this out and give it a go and see if it works similarly to the MAC Fix Plus. Okay, so then what's left up here is lip products. So I definitely want to, let me roll up my sleeves so we can do some swatches. So I definitely want to pull out this bullet lipstick. This is from Odin's Eye, don't know, but it's in the shade Brown Rose, if you can read that label. This is so pretty. I love these types of like brown lipsticks no matter what the undertone is. This one is like a little bit darker than what I would normally go for, like a little bit more maybe red, but it's still quite pretty. I know some people would probably say like, oh, that's really pretty for like fall and winter, but I just think these are great for like my everyday kind of shade. So we will pull that out. Then my Sephora birthday gift that I got was from Rare Beauty. So it was a mini blush and then one of their mini lip souffles. I already have two. It was a holiday set and I absolutely love this. These are so comfortable. So I have not yet gotten to wear this shade. I believe it is in the shade Confident, but that is just such a pretty, like, I know it's kind of spring and we're not really in spring, but it's also a little bit darker than the packaging would have you believe. And I just think, again, this will be a great like kind of nude color for when I don't want like a absolute brown. So we will pull that out. And then, excuse me, have a frog in my throat, like always. Anyway, I really want to pull out, let's see, we're going to pull out this Peanut Butter Luster. This is one of the Beauty Bakery mini lipsticks. That is a super pretty color too. I'm going to swatch it next to the Brown Rose so that we can see. Yeah, those are two very different types of browns. So I'm going to pull that out. And then let's do maybe two more lip products. So I have these two from Juvia's Place. I have Lady and 2020. So I'm not sure which one. They're both in like the brown family. I think 2020 is supposed to be more of like a mauvey brown. Oops, if I could quit knocking the camera. And Lady is more of like a peachy brown. Let me just swatch both of them and we will pick one. So Lady is definitely obviously more brown. And then there's 2020. So I feel like 2020 looks a lot like the Rare Beauty lip souffle, so I'm not going to pull this one out, but I will keep out Lady, which was this swatch right here. This is like the most brown out of all of them. So there is that. And then I do want to keep this as organized as possible. I did receive a ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip. This is in the shade Vitamin C. I have never like tried these. I don't know what to expect from them, but it's kind of like a pretty like orangey red kind of shade. I don't know. I might try pairing this with a lipstick. I might use it with a lip gloss. But yeah, so these minus this little swatch right here, there's our lips that are coming out. So let me clean off my hand and we will do lip glosses. Or should I leave these on my hand so that we can compare? I guess I'll leave these on my hand and we'll do lip glosses. So I know one right off the bat is this NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Summer Fruit. This is just such a fun looking color for, you know, this time of year. So it's like very vibrantly pink, but I think that could play really nicely with some of these other lip products. So that gloss is going to come out. And then I would really like to, I was gifted this from a friend. This is a Juvia's Place lip gloss. This is in the shade So Glazed. It's really pretty. I feel like this is going to go on maybe more clear and then give like some of that purple pink reflect to a lip color. And I think paired with some of those brown shades, that could be really pretty. So then we will pull out one more lip gloss, and I have no idea what I want it to be. Give me a second while I raffle through. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull out this brown one. So this is from ColourPop. This is from their Limoncello collection. It's the shade Tap In. This is a brown. And I think it's kind of dark, but again, I think over some of those lip glosses, it could be really pretty. So that is going to be our lip selection. All right, now I'm going to clean off my hand. All right, so we're going to start over here in this basket, which is foundations, BB creams, and concealers. So I finished off that Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and then for a good, like, I don't know, maybe a month, I was working with the Tarte Shape Tape. I have mine in the shade 12 in Fair Light. If I could like find the lens of this camera. So I really like this. I have re-fallen in love with this. I've used up one of these before. This is giant. It's massive. It ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And then I had also pulled out when I got this in the mail. This is the Rare Beauty Illuminating Concealer. I got mine in the shade 140C. I don't know if you'll be able to read that, but I have been using this. I like this like as a concealer, but this wand is kind of awkward. Like, can you see how that dofa is like shaped? And it's hard. Like it doesn't feel comfortable. Like there's no give to it. Like it's very hard. And since it's so like pointed, it's kind of hard to draw this on your face where you want it. But other than like that, this is a good concealer, but I'm going to put it away for a little bit. I need to pull out, so I don't know, I think this might be too light for me right now, but my mom gifted me the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I really like the hydrating one, and I think she thought she bought the hydrating one, but she accidentally got the matte one. So it's in the shade Fair Warm, which this really doesn't look all that warm. However, since it's a matte concealer, I feel like it's going to hold up the best out of the other options that I have in the heat. So I'm going to pull that one out. If it is too light for me right now, because like I said, this does look kind of ghostly. If it's too light, I will come back in here and probably pull out this Makeup Revolution one. It's in the shade C3, and it looks like it maybe would be a little bit better for me. So that's the plan with that. And then for foundations, I am still working on the CYO foundation in the Graveyard Project pan. And then I'm trying to finish off my foundation from Tarte. These two foundations right here, one is from Becca and one is from Smashbox. These are far too light. I thought I did a good job at like shade matching myself online, but I didn't. These are just far too light. I think I said dark. They're far too light, and typically I am not someone who buys like a summer shade and a winter shade of foundation. I just stick with one shade, and then if I need to, I just use like more bronzer to make it match a little bit better. So I don't think I will be pulling these out until like the fall winter months, so don't expect to see those, but I did just want to like highlight that briefly. Let me get this drawer back in order. So the other two foundations that I have are the CoverGirl Outlast and the NYX Born to Glow. The NYX is a repurchase, and I'm like, I know this is silly, but I want the Tarte foundation to be gone before I open this because I love this so much. And it's kind of the same with this CoverGirl one. I really like this. This whole Outlast line just never ceases to amaze me, but I don't want to pull this out, like I said, until one or maybe both of those foundations I'm working on are gone. But I do have these two BB creams. Now the ColourPop one is much older. However, I have like used it and things like that. This Urban Decay one is new to me. So this is the Stay Naked Hydromaniac BB, I think they call it a Tinted Glow Hydrator, but it's a BB cream, y'all. So I got mine in the shade Fair 20. I don't know if that'll be like a good shade match. I want to pull this out though, and again, see how it like holds up in the heat and humidity, especially since this is like more of a glowy product. So this will be like the foundation that we are going to pull out. So then let's move over to like some liquid and cream products. I think it's time to pull out another liquid highlighter. Hint, hint, maybe you get the reference. So this is the AVH Liquid Glow in the shade Oyster. I love to take these liquid highlighters and mix them in with my matte foundations. So that is what I will be doing with this, but this is just a really pretty, like, kind of rose gold champagne-y color. So yeah, I'm going to pull that liquid highlighter out. And then I would really like to, so these are some of my oldest cream blush products. They are from ColourPop. They are blush sticks. I'm not going to go through all the names, but I think I want to pull out one of these. I've just been so hyper focused on panning the Balm palette that a lot of my other cream blushes have went neglected, and I have figured out that I much more prefer cream blushes in this type of like packaging where it's like a pan rather than a stick. So I'm definitely going to pull out one of these. I'm going to swatch all 4 of them for you though, and let's make a decision. Alright, so this first shade swatched out right here, kind of this light pink shade, is Cool It, which I think is supposed to be more of a cool tone blush. I guess it is. I don't know. That's not the one I'm going to pick. The second one right here is almost kind of like a pinky brown. It's the shade 25-8. I'm not going to pick that one. I'm actually going to pick this like third one. This is a very like vibrantly pink blush. Hopefully you can tell like on swatch, but it is the shade Mini Me. I just think these types of blushes that are almost like hot pink, this is the time of year where I'm going to be the most comfortable wearing something like that. Not so much when it gets colder, but just for transparency's sake, this last one right here is Hen Party. So yeah, we will be pulling out that one cream blush. So I think that's it for this little drawer. So let's do cream bronzers. Now, I had finished off my Wet n Wild bronzing stick, and then I pulled out this one from Milk Makeup. This is in the shade Baked. I used this pretty consistently for like at least a month, and then for my birthday I was gifted from my parents. This is a ColourPop Super Shock Cheek blush, and it's in the shade Too Cool for School, but this is a lot darker than I can use for a blush. Now this was a product that I had pulled out with like the corrupted audio footage, but since this is pretty dark, I don't think I can like wear this in the like fall winter months. The Milk Makeup one is a much better like shade match for all year round. So I'm going to pull this out, continue using this as a cream bronzer for the rest of the summer, and like you can see, we've already gotten pan on it. I think it's going to be a lot easier to use this up as a cream bronzer rather than a cream blush because you apply bronzer more to your face than you do blushes. But yeah, so this will be coming out. So that's it for cream type products. So let me wipe off my hand again. All right, let's pull out some blushes. I really want to pull out this Cover FX blush. This is in the shade Mojave Mauve. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Look how pretty that is. I absolutely love this like shimmer side and the matte side. So let me quickly, and these feel so nice. So nice for this time of year, right? Like, and I think that would layer quite nicely over that ColourPop cream blush. So we're going to pull this guy out. Nice pink blush. And then I would really like to pull out, I did get this little mini Gold Rush blush from Benefit. That is really pretty. This packaging though, I think is going to be a little bit awkward, but that is a super pretty like light gold blush. I know the lighting in here is kind of terrible, but this is what we're working with. We're in the bedroom, okay? Okay? Yeah. So then one more blush that I want to pull out that I've had like my eye on pulling out is again from ColourPop. This is the Sorrento blush from the Limoncello collection. That is a pretty pink brown, just nice peachy blush. So let me swatch it without blinding you in the mirror. But yeah, I feel like that is going to be pretty. Hopefully you can see all of those. I think the Cover FX ones show up the best. But yeah, there's our powder blushes that we will pull out. And then for highlighters, I really have no idea. Give me a moment to think. Alright, so I think we're going to pull out this one from Becca. This is in the shade Lilac Geode. It is a very pretty pink. You can tell I haven't really worn away much of the imprinting, but that is what the highlighter looks like. I think that'll be really pretty and layer well with some other highlighters. And then I'm going to pull out a new to me highlighter palette. This is from Udin's Eye. This is the Solomain highlighter palette, not the eyeshadow palette, but this is what this looks like. I do have a video where I like tried out all the things that I got in my mystery box, but let me quickly swatch these out for you. So this blue one right here is the only one that I don't think will work as like a face highlight, but there's the top two, very pretty. And then I really love this pink one and even this other like more goldy one. So then pink, gold, could we be any more awkward with swatches? But yeah, so that first one, this peachy one, and this pink one are definitely the show stealers of this palette for me. But yeah, I would really like to get more use out of that. So bronzer, and then we are done with this drawer. Okay, so we already have a cream bronzer. I am putting away my Ulta Beauty matte bronzer just for a little bit, until I can get around to like repressing it, because it is getting a little bit difficult to pick up my product. So I still have my CYO one, and I still have my Bonnie Luminizer bronzer out. I think I'm going to pull out this little Too Faced bronzer. This is just a like mini guy of their Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is in the shade Medium Deep though. Like, no, it's really not. Like, I don't know, on swatch, like this looks like it could work for me, so I don't feel like this is fair to call this medium deep. But yeah, I will pull this one out. So again, gonna clean off my hand and then we will move on to eyeshadow palettes. Okay, let's hope the camera doesn't fall. It's like, oh, this tripod is so broken anyway. So this drawer looks a little bit fuller. I have put back all of my Pan Those Eyeshadows palettes. I'm just feeling like super uninspired with that. I made a post on Instagram and a lot of people have left like really helpful comments with that. I'm kicking around some different ideas on what I want to do. I really enjoy hitting pan on an eyeshadow. Like it makes me feel good. I like when I open up a palette and you see multiple pans in there. Like I just think that it shows that the palette is very loved. So I'm kicking around a few ideas, but for the meantime, I'm just allowing myself to play with like whatever I want to. So I actually didn't let me grab one thing. Hold on. Okay, so this is one of the palettes I was gifted. It's the Lorac Pro Palette. It's like their new launch, like revamping. It's the Noir palette. So trying not to blind you. The shade names are not printed on the palette, which is kind of a bummer, but I have been so loving this since I've received it. So this is something that I am pulling out and allowing myself to play with. The shimmers in here are just way more impactful than like their old formula. I cannot get enough of this. So this is one palette that I will be pulling out. I accidentally just left it over with like my makeup basket, but yeah, pulling this out. And then I really want to pull out, again, this is the Limoncello palette that I received as a gift. If I could open it. This, when I like saw this online, I was like, nah, I could take it or leave it. But then I was gifted to it from my parents, and it's just so much prettier in person than like what the pictures online were doing. This blue, it's just such a pretty, like, I don't know, it's just an interesting blue, almost like a periwinkle. I absolutely love that. And then this green shade Capri, I've been wearing this so much on my lids, but those two shades together make such a very simple, like, two shadows and done look. So yeah, I'm going to pull out this palette and enjoy that one. And then I'm kind of feeling a little bit of like a bronze type palette, something kind of simple. So should I pull out this is going to be so reflective, the Natasha Denona bronze palette. Now two of the shades in here are missing because those are in my Fantasy Self palette. I think I am. I think it's a really good time of year to pull this out for like summer bronzy neutral looks. So yeah, this is coming out. And so that's 3 palettes. Let's pick out, how about 2 more. Let's just do 2 more. We're just playing around, like we're having fun, okay? So I definitely want to pull out my BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast palette, simply because I think I'm really close to hitting Pan and Haas, which is one of my, I think this would be my favorite shade from the palette. Let's see. It's like a little bit darker and like grungier than that ColourPop shadow, but it's so pretty. So yeah, I do want to pull this guy out. And then, oh, I want to pull out, oh no, I might pull out 2 more. So I was gifted the Afrique palette from Juvia's place. This is really pretty. I have yet to get to play with this, and these 2 green shades are really calling my name. So let's see. Oh, those are so pretty. We're running out of room here. My swatch game is a little off. So this shade kind of maybe a little patchy. I don't know. This like minty shade comes off way different in swatch than it looks in the pan. But yeah, I'm going to pull that out. And then I got to pull out my favorite Juvia's Place palette. And you guys might be thinking to yourselves like, Haley, you love the Tribe. That's your favorite Juvia's Place palette, and you just pulled out the Avocado Toast. But no, the Festival is my favorite Juvia's Place palette that I own. And you guys are going to be so shocked and maybe just proud of me. I still have my ABH Jackie Aina palette out that I'm like low-key considering panning to completion. And I love mixing this red shade with those pinks and purples from that palette. Like, that is just, it's so pretty and so fun to work with. And then this hot pink is great. And I love this palette so much. So this is a great time of year to pull this out. Okay, that is enough. Let's not go eyeshadow palette crazy. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this Shop My Stash. I am not going to put in like the piece of me like putting away my makeup. If you really enjoy that piece, let me know and I will go back to doing that. But I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter because I always find my Shop My Stashes run on forever. And maybe you like that. If you like a longer Shop My Stash, let me know. But yeah, so that is it. I also am thinking of doing like a get ready with me sometime in the month where we use a bunch of the Shop My Stash items, no Project Pan items, just Shop My Stash items. So if you're into that too, let me know. But that is it. No more rambling. I thank you guys so much for watching, and that's it. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.